Good afternoon, everyone. Chief Meteorologist James Zahara here, alongside me with our weather anchor Peter Warner. You've had a very busy day today.
It's been busy for sure. We've done a couple streams already, and we're starting to see that snowfall here throughout the area.
Very much so. Very much on the light but steady side, and already we're seeing some of that covering taking place, especially on those secondary roadways, neighborhood streets, getting very slick out there as well. So this is something we'll have to deal with, really, as we go through the rest of the afternoon, and at least going into the early evening hours before things begin to taper a little bit.
Yeah, that's when I think we're going to see the snow clear, but I still think we're going to keep the impact alert out right until midnight because there's still some travel concerns for sure.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of untreated roadways, especially in those rural areas.
Yes,
so that's why we have our weather impact alert throughout that period. And that's the big concern that as we go into the evening hours, especially for that accumulating snow that's going to be taking place during that
evening commute. I mean, that visibility we can see on the bridge point there. You guys saw it on the stream before we got started here. It's starting to pick up a little bit. It's hard to see across the river. You can kind of see the aisle there.
Right.
Still seeing that impact with that. And then.
So the bottom line is you just got to take it slow out there.
Take it slow.
Take it slow. There's going to be some caution out there. Always want to make sure that you got enough distance between you and that car in front of you. I haven't heard about any early dismissals or anything like that. Which is good, but the bottom line here is it doesn't take much snow to cause problems.
No, it does not. We have a graphic on that we'll show later.
Yes, I heard it's a very popular graph. I saw it earlier on
really?
in the other coverage that you had with Andrew.
It's
Absolutely.
always a good reminder, right? I think just to remind why we do these impact alerts, even for these lower.
Absolutely. Let's get right to some of the camera shots that we have. We got a whole bunch of them to show you.
A lot of cameras we like to show here.
Let's see what we got here. Of course, we got Rock Falls. Right now, it seems like they put some salt down, which is good. We've got temperatures right around the mid-20s, but some of that salt making its way on the pavement, you know, that's taking effect very nicely. So at least what we're noticing from this corner of Rock Falls, everything's looking pretty good.
Prophetstown, not too bad. You can see the roads there overall looking pretty good out there as well. Whiteside County Airport, visibility better than for sure Saturday. That is
Big difference, that's for sure.
You can see it coming down in Clinton, and TPC Deer Run doesn't look like anyone's going to be golfing there anytime soon, James.
No, not even a quick 9. I don't think it's going to be taking place. Downtown Davenport may be a different story, of course. One of the streets are looking pretty good, but going the other way, that's still a little bit snow covered.
A little bit snow covered. It looks like everyone's taking it nice and slow there.
I mean, that's a very good idea. We got even some more cameras to show. This takes us to Interstate 80. And in this case, we have we got all the cameras up and running. And, you know, what really sticks out is, at least for most of these streets that we're seeing, these roads on Interstate 80, is most of them are clear, but the others that we're seeing, especially when it comes to the passing lanes, at least on 1 or 2 of these shots, that's a different story.
Yeah, and I will say this is right on the Illinois side of the river near LeClaire, this visitor center one.
Oh, yes,
yes. Oh, looks like this popped up again. But you can see maybe on that heading across the river towards the Iowa side on I-80 there, looks a little bit slow.
It does. You can see actually some lights kind of flickering a little bit. I'm not sure what we have there in regards to maybe even a semi or even some construction or whatever. But no doubt going Illinois bound right there around LeClaire is slow go. That's for sure.
Only a little slow go there, but all in all, not too bad.
Yeah.
Considering the conditions.
Considering the conditions, that's not too, but that may change as we go through the afternoon.
That is for sure. Can't call that out.
Interstate 74 here, and what really sticks out to me is on just off of 7th there of 74. You can see some of the road there, a little bit snow covered. Some people taking it slow out there as well.
Yeah, I think across the board, you're just going to kind of see those almost streaks, right? Kind of try and stay within those streaks, too, where the tires have been. That's the best thing to do, right? In these scenarios here across
Always follow those paths, especially where the snow has been plowed.
That's the best.
That's always a good thing, too.
It's nice and easy. Let me tell you, I picked up lunch here today. Braden and I are guy in the booth tried Al's today. You saw a plow. I just followed it nice and slow right behind it. It was fantastic.
Like you and I, we don't have the all-wheel drive.
No,
we don't have. You have to take it slow.
So
that's for sure. But once again, especially on those bridges and overpasses, those are the ones that could freeze very quickly, even though they look clear. So once again, those are things we have to look out for as we go throughout the afternoon and evening. Now, we can take a wider perspective here and talk about the road conditions in both Iowa as well as over in Illinois. And what really sticks out is right there around Henderson County.
Yeah. Starting to see a little bit of pink there further to the south. So maybe our friends near Quokka, any travel plans there, maybe seeing little bit more of a higher impact. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a little bit more pink here too as we get through the rest of the year.
Probably, because we are seeing this system kind of growing its way from southwest to northeast. So keep in mind around in Henderson County, that's taking place like around Biggsville, of course, Aquaka, as you just mentioned. That's an area of concern. Gladstone, that's where the roads there are snow covered, or at least for now are untreated.
Yes.
And that could be the same effect as you just mentioned with some of the rural roads, outlying areas where we could actually start, as you said, start seeing a bit more pink. So we're starting to see that snow kind of become a bit more widespread. So this map will very likely change here as we go through the afternoon hours.
Yeah, let's kind of get to the radar here as well. What I'm showing you is this is our regional radar. It's not our high definition local radar. That's at the Davenport Airport. Now I'm going to switch to that, and you can see a little bit better maybe of a picture of some snowfall that could be coming down.
Right. I mean, this is very much right now kind of a steady, powdery snow that is going on. Of course, that's easy shoveling weather. That's for sure. But nonetheless, it has become a bit more widespread. And like I said, all coming from the southwest and kind of pulling its way off to the east, northeast. From this wave. This is actually part of a system that is way down to our south.
Yeah.
So this is allowing to throw up some of that moisture as far north as around our viewing area, and that's why we're seeing some of that snow.
Yeah, and Andrew and I were talking about it on our 12 o'clock stream. Normally, you know how you kind of get the donut hole, or like those little pockets of drier air when these systems move in? It moved in with ease.
Yeah, with no problem.
No problem
It was
whatsoever.
saturated from top down.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so the timing actually turned out pretty nice. So some of the models were indicating that at least around, especially around the Quad Cities, we would start seeing some of that snow begin to fall right around lunchtime or so.
Right around lunchtime, and that's when we first saw those flakes, right in the middle of kind of GMQC at 11. You kind of just hop around our hometowns, get pretty steady, light to moderate snowfall pretty much. Is
Very
what we're
much so,
expecting with this. You can see most of the area right around that light to very, almost moderate, you could say, right? Some of those little pockets.
In some areas,
where it's a little bit
Sure.
brighter, but overall, just mainly some light little flurries, and that's what we're seeing outside right now as well.
Right, right. Steady all the way throughout the afternoon and going into the early evening hours. And by the way, I just forgot, one of the things we should have mentioned, if anyone out there has any questions, concerns, not just as far as the snow, but about that real cold air coming in later in the week, we'd be more than happy to take some of those questions as well. Okay, now we can continue.
Yeah, oh my goodness, we just talk. We're on Facebook, as many of you guys know.
Right.
Then also you can text us. The number is 309-304-0888.
Easy enough.
Easy enough to remember. A lot of eights in there. That's
Yes.
pretty easy for Storm Track 8, right? We can put you through the next 3 hours here with our future track and show you, I think, through right around that 5 p.m. time frame. Still should probably be seeing some shower activity.
I would say so. We're going to continue to be on that western edge by the time we get to the evening hours, and likely this will continue on until maybe about 8 or 9 o'clock, at least for the Illinois side.
Yes.
And then things dry out as we go through the rest of the night.
And what I think you can notice here too is those brighter bands, still pretty consistent right in that line from, say, the southern portions of Bureau County down towards Knox County and Warren Henderson County, even into Des Moines County as well.
That's where most of the snowfall is expected to take place, which models, even our house model, has been very consistent.
Nailed this timing out perfectly,
Yeah.
I must say.
Very much so indeed. So let's kind of give it even, what's your next graphic you have?
We're going to pull us out a little bit. It's just this little weak disturbance because
there we
I
go.
thought this was something interesting, right? We
Sure.
have a surface high.
Yeah.
People typically would assume surface high, not so much going on, but it's an upper level disturbance that we're looking at here.
Right.
Around 850 to 500, or say, give or take, 5 to 10,000 feet aloft is where the
Correct.
disturbance that's driving the system is actually occurring right now.
Yeah,
you
well-
can see all of the activity in southern portions of Illinois too.
I was going to say, that's where they're seeing some pretty nice snow going on. And you can see temperatures are cold enough that it's all snow that is falling in this general area. So, this has been more of an upper level disturbance that's connected to the surface storm system that is located much farther south, right around the, more like around the Tennessee Valley than anything.
Exactly.
So that's kind of what we're dealing with right here with this wave as it makes its way across the area. And this is where we're looking at those light snowfall accumulations and why you have to be concerned, even though these amounts are going to be so light, that you have to be cautious about being out and about. So that's the concern that we have. That's why we have this winter weather advisory out. That is why we have our weather impact alert that is out. And the big concern as far as the heaviest amount of snowfall, once again, focusing along Highway 34 and points southward, that's where we could be seeing upwards of 3, maybe even some local areas as high as 4 inches of snow. And when we see that peak take place, That's about the time we're talking about the evening commute that's going to be going on. So that's our biggest concern in these next few hours or so.
Yeah, and this is a school pickup as well, too. Not even that.
School pickup, that's right.
Kids got to make sure they're dressed up well and make sure you're driving safe with all of them.
Got to take it slow. Definitely got to take it slow.
See, we can show you our snowfall accumulations that we were looking at here, and this kind of just gives you the idea of where we're going to see kind of those final totals when it's all said and done, give or take the ranges that we're looking at here. I think it's been pretty consistent as well across the board on all models we've looked
Really
at.
has been. I mean, we threw out these numbers, yesterday or 2 days ago, and they have been pretty consistent since. So that looks about right. And once again, this is a powdery snow. Good skiing weather snow that's going to be.
Sounds fun.
That's taking place across the area. I've already seen it from a couple of neighbors around my house already get their snow blowers out.
Are you really?
But not just snow blowers; they're also getting their leaf blowers out as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It just
the light, fluffy snow goes away like that.
goes away just like that.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's kind of what we're dealing with some of this dry, fluffy snow that's going on. The ratio's a lot higher. There's not much. This is this upper level of the system is very moisture starved. Okay, but given how cold the air is, the ratio, water to snow ratio is very high. So that's why even though there's not much moisture to work with, there certainly is enough to produce those accumulations between 1 and maybe in some local areas close to 4 inches of snow.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say probably about a 12-inch ratio, maybe a little bit higher.
Maybe a little bit higher,
less.
12 to 15, right
that's what
around
I was
there.
going to say, right around that range,
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're looking at. Further to the north, that's where we're seeing maybe the 1-inch totals. That's where we're not seeing that winter weather advisory in
correct.
Jackson and Joe Davies County.
Now,
Here's
you
the
really
graph.
like this. You put this together.
I love this.
But it's very true.
It's a good reminder, and again, we like to focus, well, why are we putting out these alerts? Right? Letting you guys know the major impacts that we're looking at. It's, well, 74.2%, that's the exact percentage from Iowa DOT. 74.2% of all accidents with snowfall occur between trace to 2 inches, which is what most of our hometowns are looking at.
Right. That's correct. And that's kind of why we're concerned about this amount of snowfall. That's why we have the weather impact alert. That's why we have the winter weather advisory, because, the higher the snowfall amounts, obviously people are going to take it pretty slow.
Yes.
But when they see very little of any snow, they're like, let's go Top Gun. I wouldn't say warp speed here, but I'm talking, even at the speed limit itself, it can still be very, very, very tricky out there. So this is a very interesting, it's a factual stat.
It is. Got that sent to our friends from actually the Des Moines Weather Service put out this most recent data we got the other day when the storm came through Saturday. But
that's right.
Still applies today.
It still applies today. So always keep that in mind, folks. When we're talking about this much snow, if you're a Midwesterner, you may say, well, this is nothing. Especially, I got a pickup truck. I'm fine with it. Totally understand. Very mixed. I'm a Midwesterner, and I can see the same thing. But we still are noticing with this stat, it does come true. When you look at the stats across the two-state, you actually see more accidents prevail when it comes to this amount of snow. That's why we do it.
That's why we do it.
Yeah. All right.
We walk you through a future track kind of the remainder of the day, and you can see pretty much just consistent light snowfall throughout most of the area.
We go to 5 o'clock. This is 5. There's the western edge, and this is where we expect that to be shifting its way even more off to the east. Let's go ahead and put this in motion. We go all the way to about 6. And you can see how the steadier light snow actually comes to an end, mostly on the Iowa side, especially around the Quad Cities and points north and west. And then as we make our way later on tonight, go to 7:30. It takes us to 7:30. Most of the activity is primarily, as far as any accumulating snow, on the Illinois side.
Yes, exactly. And there's going to be a very strong, what's kind of forcing this out is a strong northwest wind aloft. That's going to be bringing in the dry air. That's what we're looking at. That's why it's kind of coming to an end. You can see from that northwest to southeast gradient, you could say is because of that northwest wind we're looking at here.
And then I think as we move it even more so, it won't be until maybe about after 9 o'clock or so when the accumulating snow really comes to an end on the Illinois side. But keep in mind, we keep the weather impact going, especially for rural areas on those untreated roadways. That's where it still could be a little slick. So even though the snow comes to an end, we still have to be concerned on those secondary roadways, those rural areas, untreated roadways. That's a big concern later on this
And
evening.
the cold temperatures we're looking at too overnight.
That's right. It's going to be a pretty cold night out there, no question. The good news is at least we don't have to deal with any wind when we come tonight. There's no blowing or drifting with this snow, which is good. Winds should stay under 10 miles an hour or so. So that will be some good news overnight. But that may be a different story later on this week.
Yes.
Because we are expect to see a good swing in temperatures across the board. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Oh, but this is the cold air that's coming in later this week.
This is the swing in temperatures that we're talking about. This is your overnight lows that you're looking at. What you don't want to see is that really bright pink that we're seeing there. And
right.
usually bright pink isn't a good thing. We saw that with the snowfall totals when it comes to winter.
Right.
And that's what could be coming our way come Thursday morning. We got another weather impact alert issued for that.
That's correct. I'm not sure if we have it on here.
Oh, I don't think we actually. Let me see.
I did one for the newscast for later today. Is that the one I put together?
That should be it. That looks like it.
Yeah. It's going to pop up here in just a little bit, but certainly focusing on Thursday morning. And the impact we're dealing with is going to be the coldest wind chills so far this season. We're talking about below zero wind chills. We're talking about numbers, and I'm going to be showing this off on the 4 o'clock show, 5, 6, and 10. We're going to find out that some of the wind chills, at least early preliminary numbers, are showing wind chills maybe between 10 and 15 degrees below zero as we get to about Thursday morning. That could very likely be a day where we may be talking about some 2-hour delays at some of those schools. So what's the need? Well, make sure you bundle up. I mean,
there's no other way to put it, right?
Big time, especially if you're one of those parents that have to take your kids to the bus stop and they have to be out there for a long period of time. Really layer them up. And of course, we'll be stressing all this as we go through these next few days, but it's definitely going to be a cold one. At least the good news is this is just a one-day event because temperatures that day will only be climbing in the teens, but then after that,
we start to recover a little bit.
We start to recover, yeah, a little bit. And that's kind of been what we've been noticing these past 3 or 4 weeks or so.
These little dips. I just want to get through these because this is our typical show outline.
Sure.
We always show the highs.
Absolutely.
So get you your lows tonight again. This is why we're emphasizing maybe even continuing through the night. There could be some slick spots still remaining. Lows right around 10 to 15 degrees. That's chilly.
That's cold.
Not like Thursday.
Not like Thursday.
But that's still cold. Highs tomorrow, another cold day. We're going to have some clouds lingering still, right, as well.
Snow's not going to melt too much.
No, not a whole lot with that. There's the 8-day tracker, and yuck.
Yeah, that's a cold one. 15 only for the high on Thursday, but we rebound nicely.
That's true.
Going into the upcoming weekend. However, though, we could be talking about some snow showers. And the latest models have it coming in later on Saturday, later on Monday.
Yes.
But right now, we haven't seen much as far as any accumulating.
Large accumulations of that.
Yeah.
Even so on Wednesday, I would say nothing too significant we're looking at there, right?
Oh, even Wednesday morning, I mean, I think just some innocent snowflakes we could be seeing. I looked at the latest model going into Wednesday morning. Doesn't look like there appears to be anything really organized as far as any snowfall is concerned, but nonetheless, we'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on Saturday. We'll keep an eye going into next Monday. But that's the big swing that we have going into later on this week with all those cold numbers coming on in. At least come Thursday, that's going to be bitter.
The GFS, did you see the 12Z deterministic on it?
No.
So the deterministic is like the flagship models, right? For long range, the European and the GFS, or the American model, which we talk about a lot. Something to watch. I don't think it's that likely, but it has started to trend colder. Threw out a -9 for Thursday morning.
Wow.
Yes.
If
we get the quiet winds with all that snow.
Right. That's good old-fashioned radiational cooling,
Yes,
we
it
like
is.
to call it.
Oh, my goodness.
And that that always plays a big role. So, yeah, we're going to have to fine-tune that overnight low. But the bottom line is, that's dangerous cold weather we're talking about, especially when doesn't take much wind to really drop those wind chills in the minus teens, and that could very likely be the case heading into Thursday morning. A lot of people on the line here, and I think we've got some questions.
Yes. Let's see. Rusty just said, let it snow. He'll stay inside till spring. I think we all probably would if we could, right?
Yeah, very much
My goodness. So you guys keep talking about Monday. Do you have any possible any possible numbers, I would assume, on another snow coming with more accumulation?
As we just mentioned, I mean, we don't really see much going into Wednesday morning. We'll keep an eye on Saturday, later Saturday, and later on Monday. But, looking at the models from this morning, doesn't seem really impressive yet. No. That's something we'll be definitely keeping an eye on. But, something to keep in mind that when you're dealing with these kind of cold numbers coming on in, that is leaning a bit more to another dry, powdery snow.
Yes.
Okay? Ratio goes up a little bit. So we have to see how much moisture that we have available, the duration of it, and then now we'll be able to kind of give you a good pinpoint as to, how much snow we could see. But right now, those 2 days, they don't look very impressive at all.
No, and the storm track that we're looking at too, as of right now, it's a clipper type track with the jet right now, so you don't usually get crazy snowfalls.
Right.
Usually.
Clippers are usually noted for having bring down a lot of cold. It has some wind with it, but it doesn't carry a lot of moisture because it's moving so quickly. Can't dump much snow at all.
And there's not a lot of moisture coming up from Canada compared to the Gulf, where we typically see those big snows.
Right.
So something to keep in
Most
mind.
cases, clippers do that.
Yes. Most cases.
Most cases.
You never know what some of them do. That's weather, right?
That's right.
Knoxville got out early, so I think we do have some early releases.
Oh, okay, very
which is
good.
Good news.
Sure, I think that's a really good idea,
Yes.
getting out a little earlier. Kids must be disappointed.
Oh, they're so upset.
So
you know, we had on the
emotional.
on the stream last night. We actually had a couple high schoolers coming in and asking, "Can you cancel school tomorrow for us?" I was like, "I don't think we can."
They were begging. They were on their knees, weren't they? They were begging, pleading.
They were really hoping that would happen, right? Oh my goodness. Let's see. We got Nancy says she saw some sleet falling.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I mean, there's going to be a very thin, brief layer of that.
Tiny layer.
Yeah, but other than that, it's all dry, powdery snow that's going on.
Billy measured about 1/2 inch in snow in Clinton so far.
All right, in Clinton. Okay, very good, yeah.
Not too bad.
And
That's
that
about
does
what we
look like,
expect.
kind of saw that on the way into work,
Yes.
too. Just about, about 20 minutes ago or so, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
They were getting a little covered on those secondary roadways, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Michelle, thank you. That was very nice of you. I think that's all we actually got. Just
That's
some
fine.
Nice comments there, and we got a whole lot more to talk about with this, and you'll be doing that.
I'll be doing that on the 4 o'clock show this afternoon. Of course, the 5, the 6. I'll be doing a weather impact coverage again. I'll do that at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
That will be live, so if you have any more questions, please do. I would love to see, by the time we get to 8 o'clock, any snowfall amounts from your hometown. I know you and Andrew have been kind of talking about it.
Yes.
You know, from the latest system that came through, that if you not see your town on there, it doesn't mean that we don't like you. We just didn't get anyone out in your town to give us a true measurement out there. So once you get those measurements to us, grab that ruler, make it fun.
Yeah.
Give us an amount, and then we'll try and get that on the air, especially on the next coverage that we have that will be taking place at 8 p.m., and then we can really break it down as far as what we've been seeing in our local area. It makes it so much easier for us.
So much easier for us.
It makes it so much easier for our friends, even at the National Weather Service as well.
We love to see it, and again, we can't, there's no, rainfall data that comes in with snowfall.
That's right.
So we need these reports. We love to see them.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job on Saturday.
Oh, you were
had
fantastic.
We have
Hundreds
the best
and hundreds.
viewers, don't we?
Oh, we do.
Oh, we always
It was
do.
fantastic.
Yes.
Even some of the photos that were sent to
those
us
were
as well.
great.
So we thank you so much on that. But yeah, I'd love to get those measurements.
Please do.
That would be a wonderful thing.
Any of our Facebook comments, or text them to the station, email them, send the pictures of the ruler. We'll take it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good way. Just don't have to tell us. You can send us a picture, kind of verify the amount, and yeah, that's always a good thing as well. Love those.
Love that. I think
That's
all
pretty
we
much
got,
it,
right?
Yeah, I would say so. We went about 23 minutes or so.
We talk a lot.
We
always
do. We blab. We're nerds.
You should see us
Weather
when we're
nerds.
off air. Oh my goodness.
That's right. It doesn't stop. All good, folks. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here on the News 8 Plus app. Once again, we'll be doing another coverage coming up at 8 p.m. come this evening. We'll see you then.